So today in my meanderings around social media, there was a post and someone was like, so should the man pay? And I was like, if he wants to. I'm just having such a good time with this social media thing because it's like, I used to love shit like that. I just used to love this idea that, like, oh, men should always act like this and women should always do that. And once he did this and she did that, they got together perfectly and lived happily ever after because they did everything right. And all those people that got divorced or were fucked up or like couldn't stop arguing, that happened because they didn't do things right or they didn't have any rules or the rules that they were given or they knew were stupid or didn't make sense and they never examined them, right? And I don't know about y'all, but COVID made me a really good rule breaker because there were so many things happening that just constantly forced me into a corner to be like, what's going on there? Like, there's something that really, like, and I'm a rule follower. Like, I was the kind of person that probably 10 years ago, I would have done everything that anyone in authority told me to do without question. And then I found myself just sort of being like, there's something wrong here with being what I'm being told to. There's something wrong with the way that this is hitting me or the way that people are talking or the way that it's being publicized, and whether it was decisions or happenings or deaths or what was happening here versus what was happening over there. And I did a lot of questioning of like certain kinds of rules and mandates and things. And I'll tell you what, it was one of the scariest times in my life, not because of getting sick or the fear of getting sick, but the fear of questioning my own thinking and actually deciding to go with my thinking, even if it was against probably like 3.5 out of 4 people I knew. Okay. So this idea of rules, like if you're a woman who wants a man to pay for things, then great. You should meet a guy who wants to pay for them. And I'll tell you what, there's plenty of them out there. There are a lot of really, really good men who really want to take a woman out, treat her well, buy her stuff, etc. But then if you're a woman who sees a man paying for you as some sort of like buying you, purchase property, ownership that's antiquated and too traditional, well, then you won't like that. Right. And so what I'm trying to unravel is this idea, when I start listening to people on the internet who affirm that that behavior means this or that. And what I'm trying to say is it could mean either. And it really depends on the person behaving and also depends on the person that they're treating that way. Right. Now, for me personally, I like it. And I don't even know why I like it. Probably because my father, my uncle, my grandfather, that's what they all did. And that was that was just the thing to do. And these are men who, were they still alive, they would still not be letting me pay, no matter what I said, no matter what I thought, no matter what I argued. And I have also examined the other side and gone Dutch or paid for things myself when I made more money in the relationship. And what I'm trying to say is that at least what I did is I allowed, both like during COVID and in my own dating experiences, I allowed myself to seek outside the walls of my own rules, of my own stuck mind, of my own smallness, right? And thinking that like I had it all figured out and I knew it the way it was supposed to be. I knew what you were supposed to say. I knew what you were supposed to do. I knew how you were supposed to act. And that never really brought me peace. Because on some level, on a spiritual level, I will say that knowing that I knew or thinking that I knew created a very strong vibration, if you believe in law of attraction, which actually brought me what I wanted and brought me what I liked. And again, it was really scary when I then was like, oh, I'm not sure what I like, or what if I don't like that anymore, or what if doing this versus that, which I've done my whole life, doesn't exactly work? What do I do now? Well, then I'm out in that like, zone where I'm like, I don't know what to think. And I'm going to tell you that that's a beautiful place, because when you don't know what to think and you start to rely more on your own thinking as opposed to other people's thinking, or more on your own sense of consciousness as you're making decisions and trying to figure out how to live, how to act, and how to be, there's massive, massive freedom. Massive, massive liberation beyond all those rules. Everything that you think you know about life and living and the rules and how it should be. I mean, I would just ask you to like throw that all up for investigation at least every year. Just kind of like put it out there and be like, what do I really think about that? Why have I thought that my whole life? Is that something that I really want to think and something I really want to stay attached to? Or should I investigate a little beyond the walls of those rules and maybe see if there's something else that might make me happier? I don't know. Just suggesting, just thinking on a nice sunny Saturday afternoon. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me. Hope you have a good day.